Well, hi everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and the word of today would be wow. Well, hi everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and the reason that the word of today is wow is because I just saw something that I thought was remarkable. And I know for a fact that it could and should be an inspiration to everybody. You know, back in 2008, Tiger Woods won his last Masters. For those of you who don't know, Tiger Woods is a very well-known golfer. And he had played golf all his life, you know, from being a kid. And he was the poster child of everything good. You know, he was charming, he was brilliantly talented, he was somebody that every single brand wanted to be part of. He was the Nike person for the longest time, and he married a most beautiful wife. You know, his life was, to all intents and purposes, perfect. And he was winning everything that there was to win. And then his life fell apart. Over the course of a couple of years, he suffered from debilitating back problems. He couldn't win a tournament to save his life. He ended up cheating on his wife. He lost credibility not only with the public but with his sponsors, and basically he hit rock bottom. And I don't mind telling you that I judged him at that time and thinking, how could you be so stupid? How could you have everything and throw it all away like that? Which was not fair of me in some ways, but I don't mind admitting that I did it. And so he made a couple of attempts to crawl his way back into golf, but failed. Just couldn't make it into the big leagues anymore due to his problems with his back and with his mind, because quite honestly, golf is as much a mind game as it is a physical game. And for any of you who have played golf, you'll know what I mean. And so he made these attempts, but you know, he was in so much pain for quite a while that, you know, he had to go by golf cart. He couldn't walk the course anymore. And then that got him, I believe, addicted to some pretty strong painkillers, and understandably. So life was definitely not good, and I am certain he lost just about every friend he ever had, and he certainly lost his wife when she found out he was cheating on her. And quite honestly, in my view, I thought that the worst could happen to him, you know, that he could give up on himself. Even though he had been such a fierce competitor, I was really fearful that he would give up on himself and his own life. And I'm pleased to say that he didn't. And the reason that I'm pleased to say that he didn't is today. I just watched, before I got in the car, I just watched him win the Masters at Augusta. Now, you have to know that the Augusta course is, you know, like a huge milestone course for any golfer. It is, you know, the be-all and end. It's the Disneyland, if you like, of golf. I just watched him win the Masters, his first Masters win since 2008. Yeah, he is not a young man anymore. He doesn't have youth on his side. So now the reason I go wow is, think a moment. What he must have done, to his body, to his mind, and to his faith to be able to make this comeback. You know, he couldn't get up in the morning and say, that's it, it's all over. And by the way, I hear that 2 years ago he said to his friends, that's it, I think it's over, I don't think I can do it again. He said that 2 years ago, after a lifetime of playing golf. And so the word really is wow. Wow, because to have had it all, to be the top golfer in the world for so many years, to have all the sponsors, you know, begging for you to use their products, to have a most gorgeous wife, family, and, you know, everything going for you, and then to lose it all. And not only that, he lost the ability at some level to play the game he'd spent a lifetime playing because of his back injuries. I just cannot believe what that must have felt like for him. And I believe that he is a stronger man than I gave him credit for, because I know an awful lot of people who would never have made it back from there. You think about what he must have done to his body and his mind to make it possible to claw his way back. And you know, I hear that 2 years ago he said to his friends, no, that's it, I'm not going to make it back to the big leagues. 2 years ago he said that. And today at Augusta, he won another Masters. Now, that brings tears to my eyes because, quite honestly, he can retire pretty well. I think he won 17 million on that win. That's how important it was. And by the way, he won it by one stroke. Just one. He was one stroke better than the second guy. And you know, if he had come second, we probably wouldn't be having this discussion today, because second is a long way away from winning the Masters. And so, with the tears in my eyes and with all the respect I can muster up, well done, Tiger Woods. And if you know anybody who's quitting on themselves, or feels that their life has fallen apart, or feels they'll never make it back from pain or from suffering, get them to read this story, because I am sure this will now be not only a story, but I am certain the movie will be made of the comeback. You know, it was miraculous that he even made it the way that he did to start with. But his real story is in his comeback. And I can assure you, he will be on the speaking tour around the world and earning an awful lot of money from speaking if he doesn't do it, if he decides not to continue with golf. Because this is the motivational story that we all love to hear. Wow. This is Dear Mama Sal saying, not all news is bad news. Bye bye for now.